But then immediately following this, the song really blossoms into the final dash.
This will not last, you necromancer.
Lionesses are lying in wait, they paw the ground, licking their
So what
lips
is this?
and shaking
Well, the thing isn't real, but the desire is real.
you down. I want to be darkness reckoning.
Yeah.
Let's just live in that for a bit.
This is the runway towards a final, the end of the song takes off, but it's also the realization of a lot of like little seeds that were planted earlier in the song.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, melodically, right, lioness is right here.
Lionesses are lying in wait, they want to dance, licking their lips and shaking their manes. This is your chance.
So that's the first version, but then here we get
Lionesses are lying in wait, they
halftime.
paw the ground, licking their lips and shaking their manes. They'll hunt you down.
Is this just a callback to where we were before, or has something changed here?
Yeah, I think it's a return, but a like, grrr, I'm still in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a loop back, and like a real, I don't know, a fullness of whatever it was that was first expressed.
I mentioned like the vocal, your line is in halftime, right? It's half as twice the durations of the original version. But in addition, Matsu's taken this like main groove that he's been playing at various points in the song. Here's like the second verse version. Like, so bouncy. Here the snare is on 2. And he's taken it and turned it into halftime here as well. I love this groove. All the offbeats on the hi-hat. But the offbeats are happening on the drums there. So he kind of follows your vocal there. So at this point, we've taken the velvety guitar thing from earlier and reversed it, and that's become this sort of like spinning texture. So like the strings start hinting at the vibes melody from our first chorus. And something else that I love is you did these little vocal kind of reinforcements of some of the melodic elements. And even as those melodies are being traded around between quartales and bells and celeste and just like kind of different things that leap out at you, by adding your vocal on them, it's like so much more organic, and I keep coming back to this term three-dimensional, but that's how it feels to me. That little melody has always been, I don't know, it feels like it takes it home to us. Yeah. So the vibraphone at this point is still doing this sort of like main do 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 do, and we've got both forward and reverse guitars, kind of like shifty. So the flugelhorn and clarinet have taken over the thing that the strings were doing in the second chorus. Sort of like pulsing thing. We took the guitar, reversed it, which became this other melody, and then put the harp on that. Kind of like a lot of what you do with the loops, where you'll record something at one speed or you'll record it one direction, flip it around, and then build on that. I love how you catch little bits of that melody with the vocal. We can look at just a couple of those melodies. So at some point, something, I forget which gets there first, maybe it's the harp, turns into this like 16th note-y. And the harp becomes less organic and more synthesized. That thing. And at some point the strings also takes that over. Yeah. Yeah. I love the stuff Chase did on Vibes here as well. I can solo that. So here he's basically developed, this is the normal chorus Vibes part. And then in the second iteration, I think this was written out. And this is some of what you're catching with your vocal down here. But then for this last time around, we like cross-faded to this more impressionistic stuff that he's playing. Some of which is backwards.
So this whole outro section
Yeah.
is rather long. A lot going on. How did you think about building it and letting it grow and change? And
I feel like we had planted the seeds of all these melodies, of the vibes thing, of the like choppy, reichy string thing that the winds take. I can't tell you that I know where the like high descending melody came from, but it felt right for like where you are vocally at this point. There's a lot of different melodies going on, and we don't want them to like fully be interrupting one another, but rather like coming into and out of focus. I was just down at the Great Barrier Reef diving, and like I've never seen so much life in one place. You know, there's so much activity, and every life form, every fish, and you know, anemone, and like little, I don't know what they all are, is like existing and sort of responding to one another, but it's not necessarily a back and forth conversation. It's like when you're moving along and you see a thing and you just sort of like go around it or you go through it, you know? And so I think that to me is what a lot of these interacting melodies feel like, where everything is interconnected, but also kind of in its own wavelength.
yeah.
And we should give Jack DeBoe credit here for his spectacular mixing job with it, because I know that was a huge challenge.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. Maybe we should listen and just hear how it interacts with the vocal as well.
Hunt you down.